So did you start out straight from the get in peds? Did you like, was it med surge that, how did you get into peds, or has it always been peds?
Well, so that's a great question because now that's going to tie into the birth of Novice as a new nurse. So
Yes.
I did an externship during nursing school, which I recommend all nursing students to find one because they have them. And that kind of like streamlines you into your first position, because that's the goal of it. It's to help you, get hands-on experience, enhance your resume, and oftentimes they invite you into a position in the hospital. So it was my nursing externship that led me into my first position. And we're not going to see any hospital names, but
Yeah.
that first position that I was led into was an adult oncology mixed med surge unit. And it was difficult to say the least. And not just the patient population, but the nurses were mean and
Ooh.
they were nasty. And my preceptor, I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, right? And so I needed to go through that experience in order to get here where I'm at today. But in that time, I couldn't understand why I would be given a preceptor that was just so harsh. So I don't think that everyone is equipped to teach, right? You need a certain level of patience. You need some empathy. You need compassion. And let's be honest, like our profession is really bogged down. And sometimes a new grad is thrown at you when you weren't ready for it. And so,
Yes.
using, they say hindsight is 2020. Looking back, I can maybe empathize a little bit with maybe, her frustration, feeling like she has her own patient load. And mind you, this is New York where there are no staffing laws. So maybe that was frustrating. And then to throw someone else on to teach, she was awful, like mean. Like I felt like I was always too slow for her. I was a robot with it's just like every day was like more wrong. I never knew that I did anything right. And then it's like the energy of the entire unit felt like that I had no safe zone. So like that's where I started. I lasted probably about 3 months and I realized like I didn't even want to do adults anyway. I hate this. And so I applied for a position at the other hospital, and that's where I started my PICU career. So after those 3 months of my new grad, I hopped right into a new grad residency, and I did 10 months of orientation in PICU, and yeah. But it was that experience where I started in adult oncology / med surge that showed me that I don't want any other new grad nurse to feel like this. I don't
Yes.
want them to go through that. And I felt alone, like very isolated. I felt like I was the only one going through that, where everyone was going through it. We were just very silent about it. And I just don't feel like that's a culture that is going to breed the best set of nurses, right? If we all have this like chip on our shoulder, how are we supposed to bring this like healing energy to our patients when we're so like annoyed about what we're doing? So I felt like that was where I needed to, have my greatest impact, was helping new nurses, but I needed to obviously get my own experience. So that was on the back burner until I felt like I had enough experience in what
Mm.
I'm doing, and I had a real like, solid foundation. And now I've transitioned to where I'm at now, which is what I'm really passionate about, which is helping new grad nurses all day long.
Can we please just clap it up for our girl? Look, so I'm really happy to hear all of that because there's a lot of bumps and bruises, and there's a lot of things you need to get over as a new nurse, right? And there isn't a person, an organization, a company that's out there that's looking out for the brand new nurse who's confused, who thinks that the first job they get is the culture of all nursing, when absolutely it's not, especially when it's in situations like yours. So, yes, novice as a new nurse is most definitely needed because there's a lot of these things that just happen to us and we're like, oh, I guess this what nursing is, and that leads to burnout real quick, and it's a horrible situation